the Voices of Lowell podcast, a podcast for the community by the community. I'm your host, Carla Carvajal, and you're tuned to Civic Connection Episode 2, where I'll be talking about the Lowell School Committee. Meetings for the Lowell School Committee are held at City Hall at 375 Merrimack Street, second floor, Lowell, Massachusetts, and they're held every other Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Regular meetings are held on the first and third Wednesday of each month, and the remaining meetings for the 2024 to 2025 school year are currently on the right, with the next one April 2nd, followed by April 16th, May 7th, May 21st, June 4th, and finally June 18th. If you're unable to meet in person, committee meetings are also streamed online via LTC's YouTube page or webpage, which is a great way to see what you missed. In the description box below, I've included a quick reference guide on how to speak during school committee meetings. If you have a friend or a family member who is with you at the meeting and you are speaking at said meeting, have them stand next to you while you're talking. Having multiple people speak out about an agenda item is more powerful than one, so take up space and make your presence known. Register in advance to speak on an agenda item by emailing or calling the Human Resources Executive Secretary. In your message, please include the agenda item, your phone number, and your address. Public comment allows you to attend meetings and share your experience. There's a 3-minute limit to your comments, so be prepared to stay within the time. You can also submit your written comments to the chair and ask that they be included in the record and sent to all members. April has many events on the calendar. Lowell School Committee meets Wednesday, April 2nd and April 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the Lowell City Hall. On April 3rd is the SPEDPAC meeting. If you're unfamiliar with the SPEDPAC, SPEDPAC stands for Special Education Parent Advisory Council. This is an organization run by parents of children receiving special educational services through the Lowell School Department. And it was created to share information about special education and promote understanding between parents and the school department. Finally, April 18th will be no school in observance of Good Friday, and the following week will be spring vacation spanning from April 21st to the 25th. The school committee plays a crucial role in deciding policies and budget that affect you and your student. The school committee matters to every family that has students in the district. The decisions made by the school committee directly impact the level of education your child receives. Understanding how the school committee functions helps you stay informed, get involved, and advocate for the changes that affect your family's daily life, or the lives of those who you care for. I should also add, whether or not you have a student in the school system, your taxes go directly to community resources, such as funding public schools. So if you want to make sure that everyone in your hometown is having good access to education, show up to these school committee meetings and have your voice be heard. Lowell School Committee is responsible for over 14,000 students in the district. It consists of 7 members, 6 elected members, and 1 mayor who also serves as the chairperson. Their term are 2 years, and the current term runs from January 2024 to January 2026. Pictured left to right is Dave Conway, Eileen Del Rossi, Dominic Lay, who is the vice chair, Dan Rourke, who is the mayor and chair, Jackie Doherty, Fred Bow, and not pictured is Connie Martin. Beyond the school committee, there are various subcommittees that specialize in a specific lane of policy. All the subcommittees can be found in the school committee subcommittee assignments on the Lowell Public Schools website. There are currently 11 standing committees, including school improvement, college and career readiness, and special education. If there's a specific topic that truly interests you, take a look at their agenda and meeting notes to know more. The agenda for the Lowell School Committee is released every Friday in anticipation of the Wednesday meeting. Navigate to Lowell Agenda Center and scroll down until you see School Committee. Under every other week, you should see a school committee meeting link ready to be clicked. Today, I'll be using examples from February 5th and March 5th. If you want any more information about anything that I may have covered, please locate the links below in the description box. The first item on the agenda is saluting to the flag, followed by a roll call, which is where the official meeting begins and members check in. 3 is special order of business, which can include a spotlight on excellence. For instance, February 5th brought about the CAGS program, Cohort 1 Certificate of Advanced Study, and Cohort 2 Educational Specialist Degree Fitchburg State graduates. 4 is minutes, which is the approval of minutes from previous meetings. For example, the approval minutes of special meeting from February 13th. 5, permission to enter. This can include requests for authorization of financial transactions or contracts. Examples include tutoring, consulting services, professional development, or transportation. 6 is memorials honoring members of the community who have sadly passed away. 7 is motions. Committee members propose actions or policies for discussions. For instance, 7.2 by Fred Bow. 8, subcommittee. Reports from subcommittees highlight specific issues. For instance, 8.1, the approval of minutes of the Curriculum and Instruction Subcommittee meeting on February 4th, 2025. 9 is reports of the superintendent. This includes updates on policies, proposals, and school-related matters. For instance, 9.1, rights of the immigrant student. This included various documents that might help answer pressing questions. One document included was from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Office of the Attorney General. The second one was the Executive Office of Education, Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and the Office of the Attorney General. And finally, a document from the Lowell Public Schools themselves, which included the rights of undocumented students and protocols for ICE access to schools. Another example of a report may be a response to motion, such as regarding the LHS dismissal, or the mid-year progress of strategic goals, for instance, 3.3, the mental health district-wide planning. 10 is new business, which is the approval to accept or authorize. For instance, 10.2 was voting to accept donation of $1,000 from the Lowell Kinetic Sculpture Race, a donation to STEM Academy. 11 is convention or conference requisitions, which is any out-of-state or overnight request that students might go on. For example, the Overnight State Leadership Conference for Business Professionals of America. 12 is professional personnel. This is any personnel-related decisions, for example, the donation of sick leave days. And finally, 13, adjournments. For any information about a particular agenda item, please visit the Lowell Agenda Center or the description box below. Participation from community members increases conversations between themselves and the council members. This also helps align priorities about what could and should be happening in Lowell. For instance, advocating for language access to allow you and your neighbor to have access to the same information. Or pushing to integrate equity into the community to allow individuals access to the same opportunities. These are conversations that could and should be happening in Lowell. One voice leads to another, so please speak out today. Join us for the Education Justice Advocacy Day at the State House on April 16th from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. This is a critical time for students, parents, caregivers, educators, and community members to come together and amplify key priorities that support and protect our public schools and students. Attending this event is just one way to get involved. Other examples include involving yourself with PTO, school council, citywide family council, and the many nonprofits in the area that is centered around education. There are a lot of fun things to do right here in Lowell. 2 great resources to utilize when trying to find city events include hashtag Lowell, there's a lot to like, and the events page on the Mosaic Lowell website. The first event I'll be highlighting is the All Arts League of Lowell. They have a panorama, cityscape, landscape, and seascape art gallery going on from March 7th to May 4th. The Arts League at Lowell resides at 307 Market Street, Lowell, Mass., which is right next to Van Gogh's Gear, which is a great place to buy any art supplies. If you walk a little bit further down Market Street, you'll find Lala Books. Lala Books is an independent bookstore here in Lowell at 189 Market Street. The first Thursday of every month, they host Lowell Writers Open Mic at 6:30. This is a great chance for writers of all levels to share work and meet other writers and readers. Towards the end of the month, right after spring vacation for Lowell Public Schools, the Lowell Humane Society will be hosting Muddy Paws 5K and Block Party. It's a big community event with a dog-friendly walker run, with live music, food trucks, a beer garden, raffles, dog sport demos, and more. It's a great event for everyone in the family. And now, giving a recurring highlight to CBA events, the community swap on April 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bring something or take something. It's a great opportunity for the Acre residents to drop off gently used items, such as clothing or household, that are no longer wanted and find items donated by others. On April 23rd, CBA will be hosting CHOP Dinner. CHOP Dinner stands for Community Health Outreach Program. It's an opportunity to celebrate with friends and new acquaintances. Meanwhile, learning more about a particular resource in the community. And finally, April 26th is the annual Acre Cleanup. Last year, we received over 400 participants, and we want more. On Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be bringing the community together around cleaning a part of the acre and celebrating with music and food. It'll be at the North Common Park, and we want to see you there. Thank you for joining us for Civic Connection, Episode 2 on the Voices of Lowell podcast, a podcast for the community by the community. This being our second episode means our first one's already out. The first one, I covered the Lowell City Council, and it should be here or in the description box below. Until next time, stay informed and stay active.